Hey there guys, what's going on? So, I wanted to get a couple of videos out before my week kind of goes into a lot of busy work and I'll be away for a bit, not talking about music related things or really much of the like. And there were a couple things I wanted to cover. In the last video I talked about some thumbs up and some thumbs down stuff on some artists, Bob Mould, Damon Albarn, the Black Keys. Great, some stuff that really just was in my head that I wanted to definitely talk about and review a little bit, so go and check that out. But for today's little last video here that I want to do before I go on a little bit of a mini break from my YouTube stuff, I wanted to talk about concerts. I was on the fence about talking about the 3 concerts that I saw over the weekend, but I thought to myself, you know what? I want to talk about that. I want to get that off of my mind and into, into the camera and into the world above it from there. And I wanted to kind of share some of my thoughts with you guys because they were 3 really fun shows. And I want to try to condense them all into one, hopefully not humongous video. So without any further ado, here we go. Number 1, B.B. King, live at Ithaca's State Theater last Friday. Really interesting show going in. If you've been on the internet, on music sites, things like that, there's a bit of an uproar not too long before that where B.B. King had gotten booed. The people had walked out in St. Louis. His show was kind of all off the tracks. It was very convoluted. People were really, like, they really behaved really poorly. And it's tough. B.B. King is an 88-year-old blues man now. He's still out there on the road getting it done with his band. And a couple of different things came up with the St. Louis incident. He said the band really wasn't tuned up, hadn't been tuned up in a bit. They later said, management said that, he wasn't on his diabetes medication, all this stuff. He had missed a dose, all this stuff. Point being, no matter what, you don't boo a great, legendary musician, a great blues man like B.B. King. Now, there are very, very nice and very sort of sad things to talk about with this show. The crowd, amazing. They were amazing. Sold out show. First sold out show of 2 of the 3 that I went and saw in the 3-day weekend of sorts. And great crowd. They gave him the show he deserved to have. And great things about that. B.B. and his band of old men, all just these old guys playing great brass instruments, playing bass, playing drums. They were super, super awesome. B.B.'s kind of in the middle, like kind of the grandpa, kind of looking around just like with his kids. They're all old men, but just how happy you can tell that it makes him. He's at the point now, he's 88. It's really tough. It's definitely tough for him. He was in a wheelchair at the end of the show. He really can't stand for too long, obviously. And, he kind of just, he does his best. He interacts with the crowd. He seemed really happy, and he just seemed like a sweetheart overall. And it's really just a damn shame that no matter what happened at the St. Louis show, that people would boo that because he just was just such a sweetheart. And he gave it his best out on stage, and it's tough to see kind of the lion in winter because he just has been such a blues powerhouse, such a catalyst, and no pun intended, a king of that genre, just one of the great figureheads. After the likes of John Lee Hooker and I don't know, Little Walter, and the older guys. It was generational, and he and Buddy Guy are kind of the last ones left, and Buddy definitely still carries it a lot easier than B.B. does, and B.B.'s really reaching the end of the road now, but did The Thrill Is Gone, old stuff like You're My Sunshine, got the crowd to sing it, and it was just, it wasn't a tight show. It wasn't like a tight set I'm gonna be the harsh, critical, jackass of a reviewer talking about, all of these important things. Oh, did they play for an hour and a half? And what was in the set list and all this stuff? He played the best show that he could play, and everyone in that theater that night got to walk away knowing that you watched one of the greatest blues men of all time. He can't really play the solos anymore. He can't really do, as much playing on Lucille as he would as he was when he would be able to when he was a young man. But he gave it his best. His band was super just behind him, really did a fantastic job. Great brass, great saxophone, just great support behind that. And it was bittersweet, but it was really lovely, and it just was wonderful to walk away with the chance to say, I saw B.B. King, this great Ithaca solo artist, Pat Burke, opened for him, did some blues tunes, and just a great night at Ithaca State Theater. If you get a chance, go and catch B.B. King. I don't know how many more roads he'll be able to travel in his life, but get on the chance now, because you're going to be glad you did. And number 2, we have St. Vincent at Asbury Hall, the church at Babeville with 25 different names in Buffalo, New York. And this was my second trip around seeing St. Vincent. I had first seen her in one of my first beginnings of a show year, of a year run of shows. This was really the first one seeing her, and it began back in 2012, before even Strange Mercy came out. Completely different thing at the time, in Buffalo's Town Ballroom. Really great set, great show that she did that night, and seeing her again, of course, is awesome because I have one of the biggest musical crushes on Annie Clark. She is just an all-around gorgeous and talented and unbelievable human being, and I'm in awe of her most of the time. And it definitely didn't disappoint. Crowd, not too bad. Venue was good. Crowd was not too bad, but a little annoying. I should include that as a bit of a detriment. Managed to get right up to the front to be right near the stage, which proved to the detriment of my right ear, which was right on top of the big speakers for most of the evening. But all worth it in the course of that. People shoving around, moving around, it's what you expect, especially in a general admission show, standing room show. You expect bad behavior in some respect, and people shoving and moving around. A little bit of that, which kind of took me out of the earlier part of St. Vincent's set. But once everything really finally settled down, it was just a pleasure to watch her. I wasn't a big fan of her opening act, Noveller, or however you say that. I believe it's Noveller, which was just basically kind of electric, ambient, guitar, instrumentals, kind of built on sound and pedals and different things. And I can appreciate the creativity of that. I like the creativity of that kind of stuff. But it just wasn't for me. And I feel like of all the instrumentals I've heard and artists who've composed really intricate and balanced, all these different solos with all these elements and looping and things, it just felt like I've seen better. I've seen better, and I've seen I don't know, there were just times I would watch her and she was really into it and laying on these pedals and all this stuff, and it's just I'm just not getting it. As for St. Vincent, she did a lot of great songs from her new self-titled record, which came out back in late February, and she has I don't even know what color it is, this pinkish purple white hair, this big sprout of it. She looks like one of those Queen Anne's lace flowers or something every time she'd move her head all over the place. And it was a mixture of her with her band, with just her drummer, multi-instrumentalist, keyboard guy. Very small group, but it was a mix of just this great rock and roll kind of all this very electric influenced sound with this very new element of performance art to it. And I was really impressed with that. She had great choreography with this multi-instrumentalist, this Japanese multi-instrumentalist in her band. And they would, move in sync together and do different things. So they would have head motions the same way. And really definitely convinced me that St. Vincent had definitely learned a thing or two from the likes of David Byrne, having, toured with him. For the Love of This Giant record for that big period of time, and kind of the benefit of doing something different, a little bit of performance art, some kind of adding some new elements to her act and her sound. And as for all of that, She has never been better. Her guitar playing is just as mind-blowing as ever. Hands down, probably not only one of the best female guitarists out there, but hands down the best female guitarists I've ever gotten to see live. And just the way that she plays and the effects and the way that she plays blows my mind. And just her on stage going nuts with songs like Crocodile and songs from Strange Mercy and the new record, and even touching on Marry Me at one point, and Marrow from Actor, which is an amazing live song. She had it in hand all night. She was blissfully glorious. She even had a wardrobe change at one point. Amazing act. I think this was one of the last shows of the tour, if not the last one. So I would say go out and catch her if you can manage to, but I don't really know when that will be. Nevertheless, you hear her around, you hear that she's playing, and you dig her music. Just don't even hesitate. Just go right now. Go right now. Go right in a second. Turn off the computer. Finish the video first. Then turn off the computer and just go. And that's how I'm going to leave it at that. You just go. And lastly, as this video gets a little bit longer here, I want to close it up and close up with number 3, third concert of the weekend, with The War on Drugs and their opener, White Laces. Now, The War on Drugs is a pretty new, relatively new band for me, covering Lost in the Dream in the several videos that I did, from the review to the vinyl unboxing to the 2 bonus songs for Suffering and Eyes to the Wind. That was really the first great exposure I'd had to them, and catching wind of the hype surrounding their record as far as like new indie alternative rock records go for this year. Stuff that's really gonna be at the top of people's lists by the end of 2014. And the more I listened to it, the more I absolutely loved it, fell in love with it, all its 80s influences, the great guitar playing of Adam Granduciel, definitely the sounds of like Dire Straits, and Bruce Springsteen, and kind of a Bob Dylan-y lead vocal sometimes, and really just a cool mixture of stuff. And I got to go and see them at Buffalo's Town Ballroom, right up and back to Buffalo like a ping pong ball, and I really enjoyed it. They really convey the sound on that record. So many great soundscapes, landscapes, patterning on that record. It's conveyed into the live setting so brilliantly, and the band is really tight together. Adam with, he's got a multi-instrumentalist, he's got his bassist, he's got his guy on drums, his guy on keys. Great overall spreading of sound, really brought these songs out there to life. I'd say the only real detriment is that the Town Ballroom's sound system is not really tremendous. It is kind of a hole-in-the-wall venue at best, as much as I have enjoyed going there, though this was actually my first return to it in over a year since Sharon Van Etten. This was... It hindered the sound, in a sense, and it all the instruments kind of working together, being loud. Again, my ears could not have taken another day after that. That was pretty rough. But it didn't have a good enough mix where the backing instruments and everything kind of playing together, being loud, where the vocals really couldn't stand out over the top of it. There was a certain part of it that got taken away because the venue just really wasn't up to it, but I don't hold it against the band. The War on Drugs, they were excellent, and if you really couldn't appreciate the lyrics, you could definitely appreciate just the instrumentation. His guitar playing, Adam Granduciel's guitar playing, which just wove in and out and through all of these various things going on, kind of simultaneously, and they really did an excellent job of bringing these songs out to life and really conveying them in a live setting, which just made me enjoy the record even more. White Laces, pretty good. Didn't really know them going in, but again, if the sounds, the instrumentation wasn't so overwhelming of the vocals, I don't know, I might have been able to discern it a little bit better, but as it was, I liked what White Laces brought to the table, and their drummer was super, super good. and the poor guy got hit with a lemon. So he deserves all the compliments that he gets. But really, though, he was a good drummer. Really great feel for just his beats and his grooves and stuff, and just really attacking the kit. And I really liked watching him, kind of everybody. And it was a good set from them too. But just great overall show. War on Drugs, White Laces. Go and check them out. I know they've been on tour together for a while. I don't know how long the run with White Laces continues, but War on Drugs, excellent. Go check out their record, Lost in the Dream. Go check them out live. They are a really tremendous band. One to watch. Several records in now, but one to watch out there on the live circuit as well as in the studio. But that does it for me in this little triple crown, triple threat, triple something concert review here. This triple scoop of ice cream to start the middle to end of your week. I hope you enjoyed these couple of videos here talking about a bunch of items that I just wanted to throw in the laundry, throw in the dryer, and just start the cycle and get them all tumbling together and just see what came out. And like I said, hope you enjoyed that. Hope you are enjoying the rest of my videos, the rest of my stuff. There will be more very soon. But I am going to be on a temporary little hiatus for a little bit. But I will be back with stuff before, probably before the end of the month. So keep it here for that. Keep it here for more great content, all of the above. Thank you all for watching. I'll keep taking the world by storm here in 2014. Again, thank you.